breath, and then release the air through your open mouth. Let's do this 2 more times as we come fully into the space and into consciousness of this moment. We allow all of our ideas about what we need to be doing and what is happening in the world and what we should be worrying about. We allow all of this to just simply melt away, at least for this time. For now, we are just focused on our breath and on being present in this moment. This is our time. And so as you continue to breathe in and out deeply, allow your mind to become still. Like a cloudy sky, allow the clouds to gently blow away in the breeze, leaving the clean, clear blue sky behind. And now envision a bright light shining down from the cosmos. Beautiful, white, crystalline, warm, and it comes directly to the top of your head, entering through your crown chakra and connecting you to the one presence, the one spirit, all that is. This connection is eternal, but right now we just focus on knowing it, reveling in it, and feeling utter gratitude for it. The light flows down through your head and neck, melting down your shoulders and arms, filling your body with this electric, guiding light of love. Feel it move all the way out to your fingertips and continue down from your shoulders through your torso, through your core, through your hips, and down your legs, past the knees, the shins and calves, down to your feet and into each toe, leaving you illumined as a body of light, which is truly what and who you are. Feel this energizing presence of love and peace and abundance, kindness, truth, and connection. It is all that you are. And so now, just spend a few moments in the silence, reveling in this beautiful light that is shining through you and filling you and spreading out to the world. Enjoy your meditation. And now, beginning to come out of this meditative state, we maintain the energy and the light and the knowingness of all the divine qualities that Spirit is flowing in, through, and as us right now and always. And we feel the presence, the guidance, the love and support of Spirit in our lives in each and every moment, even when things are difficult, even when it feels like so much is lost, and it feels like the earth and humanity are crying out tears of sorrow and hurt. We know that this is just part of the process of the unfolding of a new and better way on the planet. And that through these shadow times, these challenges, these difficult and trying times, we are lifted and we grow and we learn things about ourselves, about each other, about the planet, and about how it all works. And we have opportunities for great kindness and great insight and a new understanding of what truly matters in the world as we let fall away the nonsense, the drama, the petty things that we sometimes allow to consume our lives. We let them all fall away as we focus on the oneness, on the love, and on our connection to each other, to each and every human being, each and every animal and plant life, and our planet, and our connection to the One, to Spirit, to our source. There is only one, and we are it. And so in this dawning realization, in this beautiful understanding of the power and the presence of all, we are grateful. And I release this word into the law. I know that as it is spoken, it is done, and all is well. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste, Amani.
Namaste and greetings, Amani Center. So this is just my quick check-in, letting you know, reminding you that this coming Sunday, I will be joining you in your community to talk about saying yes to joy and liberating our inner child. So right now, put it on your calendar, put it on your phone, tell friends and family, this is the place to be this coming Sunday. There will be no excuses as to why you're not there. So be ready, saying yes to joy, liberating our inner child. Come on, I'll see you soon. Love you. Namaste. Blessings. Don't forget.
You gotta give me the sign. Can you count me down so I know when to start? Yes. Good morning, Amani. Today's service, we are doing things a little differently. So we're going to just get right into the spirituality of things. Today's service is dedicated to those impacted by the Caldor fire and who are just really going through this challenging time. And so we dedicate our service, our experience today to everyone who is being impacted by this experience. So we're going to turn it over now to, and we're also going to not have a session here today. We are honored to have some of the musicians who have come and visited us and done things through video to allow us to use their music to really uplift our community. So our first musical experience today is from Leah Morris.
Hello, beautiful today. Hello, beautiful now. Hello, beautiful sunshine, honey. I love you and how. Hello, beautiful me. Hello, perfect right here. Hello, wonderful day that's waiting. Goodbye, doubt and fear. Hello, beautiful today. Hello, beautiful now. Hello, beautiful sunshine, honey. I love you and how. Hello, beautiful me. Hello, perfect right here. Hello, wonderful day that's waiting. Goodbye, doubt and fear. Bye-bye now. Hello, sunshine today. Let the sunshine. Hello, sunshine now. Let the sunshine. Hello, beautiful sunshine. Get you some of that sun. Hello, sunshine. Let the sunshine. Hello, sunshine. Let the sunshine. Hello, I want you some of that sun. Get you some of that sun. Out and feel. Bye-bye now. Let the sun shine down.
Hello, beautiful. Wow, that was a beautiful way to start our day today. So my name is Julie, and I'm a practitioner here, and I'm going to be taking you through some of the stuff that we do here. So let's go through our, are we doing the, okay. So this month is dedicated to joy, and yet there's joy in all things, and now we are kind of taking a moment to honor the experiences of people in our community. We are a global community. Hi to those of you out on the internet. Say hello if you're on Facebook and watching us out there. Just throw a hi, knowing that we are about joy and upliftment, and yet we're also here to acknowledge what's happening in our community. So there is that local focus and global focus as well. So I want to go, we need to talk, let's get to our vision statement. Okay, so let's do this together. Those of you out in the Facebook world and those of us here, let's do this together. We are an inclusive spiritual community dedicated to raising consciousness and transforming lives. We do this in so many different ways, But one of the ways I want to share with you right now is, as a practitioner, I'm really blessed to have gone through this training, and just, knowing that as I've learned all these practices and all these tools that we learned in our classes, and we continue to learn day by day as life shifts and changes. We are here, those of us so anybody in the room who's a practitioner, raise your hand. And if you're online, just kind of say, just raise a hand or say I'm here, however you want to communicate. We are here to share with you a positive, affirmative prayer, a divine treatment with you. And we are blessed to do it. We love doing it because as we work with you, we know that we are also moved. We are gifted by the gift of what we offer. And so please reach out to one of us. I think Angie Gann is going to be doing treatments up here on the stage after service. So please come and take advantage of that. We're all very powerful. And I know that when I know I'm going through stuff, I reach out to a practitioner and they remind me who I am. That I am a divine being on this planet. And so we do treatment, and treatment works. So I'm very blessed to have that, and please take advantage of that blessing for yourself. And then, Marcy, can you come up here and do the announcements for us?
Yes. Am I on?
Yes.
No. I feel like I'm on.
You're always on, girl.
You're always on. Okay.
Battery?
It's green. Okay, I'm just going to use this.
You're on.
On now. Here, no. Okay. So I'm going to go through some announcements. Thank you all for being here, and welcome to our online community, and especially anyone being affected by the fires right now. We're just glad you're here. So this is our schedule for the month at the Amani Center. We are saying yes to joy and liberating our inner child. So that can mean a lot of different things, but we're just diving into that. Today we are so blessed to have the wonderful Reverend Donna Apadone, who is speaking. And then next week is our online virtual service with Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson, who is the minister out at CSL in Baltimore. And hopefully you saw his little pre-promo. He is wonderful, so that's going to be a fun service. And our special musical guest is Amy Bishop, coming to us all the way from Canada. So make sure you tune in for those. We will also be in the space playing it on the big screen, so you can join us here as well. And that is Dr. Raymond Anderson and Amy Bishop. So it's going to be a fun Sunday. Join us next week. And we are doing another Amani patio hang. So I see lots of our Amani patio hang crowd out here. We always have a good time. Yes. We just sit out there on our lovely patio. We bring food and drink to share. Sometimes we sing karaoke. Sometimes we just chat and talk story and have a wonderful time. So join us for that. It's a great way to be in community. Outside, the weather's finally starting to cool. Today the air quality is moderate, so that's an improvement. And yeah, it's just great to be outside. And we have this wonderful event for our teens, and we're going to be doing another one that we're going to be inviting the younger kids to. This is Hands and Hooves, and out in Pollock Pines. So this ranch is currently evacuated, but all of the animals are safe, and the humans are safe, and we're so grateful for them. And we just know that they will be back home, and all will be just wonderful and divine, and that they are certainly protected during this time. Kids can go out there and have this amazing experience of learning how to work with the animals, learning how to work with nature and be present. So it's an amazing experience. It is free. So there is a link on our website, theamanicenter.org, under our Discover Center. There's a tab at the top. You can go there, you can sign up. It'll have a form that will take you, it'll take you right to the form. You fill that out, and then you will get information about this event. So please do that. Rise and Speak is a class that's beginning next month in September, and I believe 1 spot left, 2 spots left. Okay, guys, this is only 9 people allowed in there. There's 2 spots left. We will do a waiting list. I have a feeling we're gonna need it, but this is a great program that our own ministerial intern Mitch Austin created and is bringing to the Amani Center. So check that out. Again, theamanicenter.org. Go up to the Discover tab. That's where all of our classes and workshops and events are located, and you can sign up for that. Just a reminder, numbers are going up, and if you're on our email list, then you received notice that we did have someone at service last week who has tested positive. Everyone should have been wearing their masks, so with the distancing and the mask wearing, then hopefully we don't have a very high possibility of that being passed on, and that's why we take these steps to protect each other. So if you're inside, please wear your mask. If you have been feeling sick, even if you're sure it's just a cold or whatever, just stay home. This is just a good practice that I think we're learning. Let's not bring our stuff to others. And now you can always watch the service via the live stream on our YouTube and our Facebook. So protect each other. Respect each other's space. Let's keep a little more space between us. You can bump elbows, you can bow to each other, and if you're going to hug, please ask and receive an affirmative answer that that person wants to be hugged. And this is just something that we probably should have been doing all along, because some people, people need their space. And so it's lovely for people who want to hug, with your mask. You can, I think it can be done safely, but let's not just hug people. Let's give people the opportunity to say they'd rather not. And so now I will invite Yuli back up, and we will bless the service.
All right, so now it's time to take things into our hearts, to connect with our internal sense of spirit, whatever that divine sense is for you. So eyes open or closed, knowing that these words are yours as well as mine. In this holy moment, in this instant, we are here in this beautiful sanctuary. And those of you who are out on the live stream, the energy is in the oneness, in spirit. We are here by divine appointment in this space. Everything that we see, hear, experience today is our truth. It is our light. And we tap into that. We tap into that healing space within us that we know is part of that eternal oneness, that there is no separation, that as we live and breathe and have our being in this space that we are in, we are healed, we are transformed, we are rising up to this beautiful, uplifting energy. And we get this from our beautiful Sunday service, all our classes, and just the readings. There's so much beautiful energy in the world, and that's what we focus on. We focus on the upliftment, and we are grateful. We are divinely grateful. We are beautifully grateful, knowing that these words are not just for me or for you, but for all of us, because in the oneness, there is only the one. Releasing these words, letting it go. Together we say, and so it is. Marcy, to do our affirmation.
Okay, so I'm going to read through our affirmation 3 times. The first time we'll say it together. The second time we'll still say it aloud, but in a whisper, bringing it down more into our hearts. And the third time, just please join me mentally as I speak it aloud. Today's affirmation is brought to us by our wonderful Reverend Donna Appadone. Let's begin. We acknowledge the changes in our lives. We focus on each other's well-being. We acknowledge the changes in our lives. We focus on each other's well-being. We acknowledge the changes in our lives. We focus on each other's well-being. And together we say, and so it is. And so now it's time for our meditation. We have a pre-meditation song by Gary Lynn Floyd.
I'm dropping down to the truth of who I am. I'm dropping down, surrendering truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love, dropping, 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 dropping down. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering to the truth of who I am, to the truth of who I am. I'm dropping down.
And so staying in this place where we have dropped down into the truth of who we are. Allow your eyes to close, put your feet flat on the floor, and let us go into a brief meditation to know the truth of who we are. And so we receive that cleansing breath in and release it, feeling our complete and utter connection to the divine, to each other, to the energy that is becoming on the planet through us. And so just allow your mind to clear and bathe yourself in the knowledge that all is well. Envision a bright light coming down from above, from the cosmos, from the divine, from all that is, and connecting directly to your crown chakra, the top of your head. And that beautiful cleansing light flowing down over you. Your head, down your neck to your shoulders, down your arms to your fingertips, and down through your torso, your hips, your legs, knees, calves, and down to your feet, to your toes. You are bathed and filled with this beautiful divine light that is pure love, pure connection. It is holding you, it is informing you, it is filling you with everything you need to thrive in this day and every day. And so just feeling that light, being in this space, dropping down to the truth of who you are, we now go into meditation. And now staying in this place of connection and oneness, it's time for our divine healing treatment or prayer. So it's the time when we bring to mind a person, a place, a situation that could benefit from healing, that could benefit from knowing the truth and the connection with the One. So let's bring to mind a person, a place, a situation. It can be many people. It can be you. And in a moment, I'll ask you to speak the name, speak the place, speak the situation into this sacred circle we have created here at the Amani Center. And know that by speaking it, we bathe it in the healing energy. We all join together in consciousness to know the truth of what is real for this person, for this place, for this situation. And so right now, go ahead and speak aloud the name of that which can benefit from a healing. So we hold all of these individuals, all of these situations, all of these places in our hearts and in our conscious knowingness of their divine truth. All of the evacuees, anyone impacted by these fires in California and across the globe, Greece, Turkey, everywhere else, the flooding that is occurring in some places, the intense situation in Afghanistan, Haiti, where people are dealing with the after effects of the earthquake, and just all around our globe, people who are feeling lack, who are hungry, who are addicted, who are fearful, who are ill with COVID or have lost family members, who are affected by loneliness, anxiety, depression. All of this chaos, all of these situations that we see on the planet, we know are not the truth of who we are and are just part of the unfoldment of something better, a world that is unfolding that will work for everyone. And we are part of this healing energy, and we are part of creating something better. Anyone on the planet right now is part of this process. You're here now for a reason. And so I know our divine purpose is showing up for each and every one of us. And that as it does, we are kind with each other. We are caring of each other, of our planet, of the animals, of the plants and the trees. And we hold it all in our loving embrace and know the truth that all is well and all is unfolding divinely. And so with a deep breath, we release this word into the law in gratitude for the truth of what is. And I know that as I speak it, as we send it out into the law, into the universe, it can only unfold divinely, for this is how it works. And together we say, and so it is. Now we're blessed with another wonderful song. We played this at our prayer vigil the other night. It's so powerful and beautiful that we're bringing it back again from the wonderful Daniel Nahmon.
When things go wrong, it's natural to wonder, what celestial rule did I break? When things go right, But the truth is so much easier. I don't need a master plan. I can live here in the moment, 'cause my life is in good hands. I don't need to know where the wind blows, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain is, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. But still I find I'm crying out for answers. Guess I'm still craving control. And still I find I'm afraid of taking chances, as if I could damage my soul. But at this moment, I remember it comes so clear to me that the minute I surrender, I'm as safe as I could be. I don't need to know where the time goes, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Oh, I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go. I can just let go. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. God knows. God knows.
Wow, and God does know. Yes. We see more and more how much that's true. So it's my honor right now to introduce our speaker. So Reverend Donna Abadoni comes to us, not the first time she's spoken with us, but I think it's the first time here. No, is it the first time?
No. First time recently.
Okay, first time recently here. She has an extensive amount of experience. She's written a book called Transmission that takes you through 5 stages of finding your purpose and teaches a course. Has degrees in communication and journalism and is also a reverend. So, you know, if you would like to get married or renew vows. So, beautiful energy. My honor to introduce Reverend Donna Abadoni.
Good morning. Good morning. Get organized here.
I think I've told you before, I'm one of those people who can wear the glasses to see the page, but I don't always see the people, so the timing is everything. Yeah. It's nice to be here. I want to recognize all of you for being here this morning. The pup who's back here as well, and everybody who is viewing, listening from elsewhere this morning. Welcome to Amani, especially if you happen to be here for the first time. I hope you will find it, as I have found it, to be just a wonderful, warm and welcoming group of people and a real sense of community. The talk I had prepared today, I had written about a month ago. And it was, I just like to get on top of things. So when Marcy said, can you come on August 22nd? I started writing. And you saw the lineup for August. You've experienced this. You know it was all about welcoming joy into our lives. And you know me, I had a talk that was all about Legos and Sesame Street, because that's where my mind goes when I start talking about childlike joy. But that was before this fire started, and before we all found ourselves, our friends, our families having to evacuate. So this is a new talk. I just put it together in the last day or two. It's a response to a lot of things that I've heard in the last week that you've probably heard too. Whether talking about fire, whether talking about Afghanistan or Haiti, we're hearing a lot of opinions. A lot of people seem to know exactly what to do. And I'm thinking more like our song. I'm thinking more like, let's just sit back and listen instead of expounding on what we think is necessary. With all of this going on, I had to revise my plan for this talk. So I'm calling it Revising Our Plans. Because we've had to, and we will again, so we may as well get used to it. Some of the Eastern philosophies talk about non-attachment. And whenever I hear that, whenever I study it, I think, I love this. I love non-attachment. This is for me when it's convenient. When it's something that I just really wanted to get rid of anyway. Then non-attachment is a noble idea, and I'm all over it. And then something like we faced in this last week, where we are talking about a life-changing event, something that comes out of nowhere, and I realize I know nothing about non-attachment, nothing at all about that. But we're getting it anyway. We're getting a master class in non-attachment, and there is no humor in my voice when I say that. A lot of people are required to revise plans right now. We've had to revise and redesign where we live, where we drive, how we think. Just about everything in this community has been revised, the plans, in the last few days. There is an old saying in the other part of my life, the part that comes with the news department, an old saying that our response to news coverage is indirectly proportional to our proximity to the event. So everything going on in Afghanistan this week, of course my heart breaks, your heart breaks, but I can't relate to it. It's very far away. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I hear a lot of opinions and a lot of advice from other people, but personally I'm aware of it, saddened by it. It's over there. And then the Dixie Fire. Okay, things up around Susanville are not yet doing very well. And it's not that far away, and yes, my heart breaks again. It's just far enough away that I can pay a little bit less attention to it. And then something happens a stone's throw away from home, and we feel it, and we feel it differently. We understand a lot more. But the fact is that it is different for some of us than it is for others. Nearness, proximity, is still different than evacuating and having loss. I can't fully feel someone else's loss who's gone through this. And I bring that to, it seems so obvious. Well, no, of course you can't. It seems so obvious, but this is the bridge that we're facing in this community right now. Some of us are on this end of the bridge, wanting to do something, wanting to give advice. Some of us are on this side of the bridge, having had a loss, a big loss, and wondering what to do about that. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine's son died, an adult son. And my friend, Jeff, is an actor. And he's all about, let's do something with this. Let's create something that people can learn from. So he put out a few videos to talk about his experience, his family's experience after his son passed, and to hope that people would learn from it and that those who had had similar loss might feel something and relate to it in some way. And one of the things Jeff said in one of his videos was that the first thing people say when they hear about his son's death is, how awful. And the second thing they say is, I can't imagine that. And in his angry dad, my son just died kind of a place, he always wanted to say, of course it's awful, tell me something I don't know. Followed by, don't even try to imagine it, because you can't, and you don't want to feel that. The lesson that Jeff teaches us that's pretty important to us right now is that this is the difference between intent and impact. Intent is what we're putting out there, impact is what the other person feels. So even if your intention is good, even if you want to try to relate to somebody, even if you want very much to say the right thing, even if you want to soothe someone, unless you've had that experience, unless you can actually feel that, it might not have the right impact. We might accidentally say something that doesn't help at all. We're in a place right now where we have the honor of hosting people who are new to this community, people we've never known before, people who might turn around and leave again in a few days or might be with us for a while. We just don't know, but the numbers have grown quite a bit in just a couple of days. So it's a good time for us to remember that we don't really have the shared experience. We have the compassion, we have the love, we have the urge to say the right thing. But we don't really know what anyone has seen in the last few days. But we're going to revise our plans in order to take up that honor, in order to meet the honor and the responsibility that we have to look out for each other. Around us, we're all walking each other home, right? Even if we haven't felt the same loss, we're still responsible for each other's well-being, and we still want to add to other people's well-being. And in that sense, we are all ministers right now. Sometimes I say that to people and they're like, oh no, not me, I couldn't be a minister. But think of it as you're ministering to other people. So you have that honorary cloak for just a little while. And you know what the first rule of ministry is? Meet them where they are. Meet them when they are. I don't know how many times I heard that in seminary from day one until now. Meet them where they are. So we can't change what has happened. All we can do as ministers in this community is set the stage for the healing. And a very good and very effective way that we can do that is by listening. But more than that, by being aware of how we listen. And that's where I refer back to some of the many opinions I've heard in the last couple of weeks about Afghanistan, about fire, about Haiti, everyone thinking that we know what to do and expressing our opinions on that. Are you listening within the community so that you can give an answer? Or are you listening so that you can understand what the other person is telling you? This is a time when we have to listen and not answer back. Especially because we don't always know what we can say that would ease the pain. So this is an opportunity for us to improve our listening skills. Use our listening skills in a different direction. Listening to each other to understand. Listening to each other knowing that we don't have a good answer. Listening to each other so that we can simply be present. We listen because the other person's well-being depends on our ability to be good listeners. Not necessarily what we say back to them, but just our ability to listen. When people experience loss, and we are around a lot of people in the last few days who are going through something we can't understand, there's a PTSD that's going on. There's a surge of emotions, there's shock. And in order to work through that shock, people have to come to terms with what they've witnessed. And different people do that different ways. In this room, we all do it differently. Outside of this room, we all do it differently. We deal with our shock in different ways. Some people will have to talk it out. Tell that experience of what they've just gone through and say it over and over and over again until they really understand it, until they really comprehend it. That's one way that people will work through their shock. And then there are other people who will never talk about it. They might be replaying it in their minds, but the words might never come out of their mouths. So other people still will never even want to think about it, and they'll try to dismiss it. All of that is process of healing. All of that is something that is internal to every person, and we can't quite open up a person to find out how they heal, but we have to be aware that there are different ways that it's going to happen in different time frames. And when we barge into someone's state of healing by saying, I know how you feel, or I can't imagine, we're actually interrupting the process that they're going through. And even though our intentions are good, it's possible that our impact might not be all that helpful. I was just reminded just this morning about something that happens in Denmark and in a number of other countries, I think primarily in Europe. I'm not sure what the source of this is, but it's called the Human Library, where at a certain time and a certain day, people are invited to check out a person. You sit one-on-one with somebody, and that person, you don't know the name of the person, you just know a description of the person: unemployed, refugee, doctor. You don't know anything else about them. And for 30 minutes, you sit there face to face, and that person with that description talks about himself, herself. And you just listen. And the idea behind that is that we want to dismiss any biases that we might have about people with those descriptions. But we don't really know their story, their full story, until we hear them. So that opportunity of the Human Library is a way to just listen, but to walk away with a new awareness and a new consciousness, and hopefully a new way of adding to our community. Medicine is practiced differently in different parts of the world, and there are some places, some very sophisticated countries around the world that send their patients home after surgeries and after treatments with really strong Tylenol and some herbal tea and some directive to sit and be quiet for 2 weeks. That sounds kind of interesting to some people who practice medicine. But for those of us in New Thought, it seems very obvious. That's really a very good way to heal, isn't it? By being still. We allow ourselves to heal. By being still, our minds and our bodies regain balance, regain our center. And we know spiritually not to rush it. We know that we have to give it time. And it turns out that that's good medicine being practiced in a lot of places. That's the kind of healing that we can give each other now, especially as we are coming face to face with people who have gone through emotional changes because of this fire, or the last fire, or the next fire. It's an ongoing situation, so we will continue to be called on to minister in this way. There are people in the shelter, there are people around town, there may be people in this room with us right now who just need to tell us what happened. They just need to sit and talk. Or they just need to say nothing at all and know that someone's sitting with them while they replay it in their minds. And the best way that we can minister to them is by letting them do that, without our opinions and without our insertions. There's a tendency sometimes, especially around emergency shelters, to want to create a distraction for people. It's taking them away from their healing. It's actually, it might force them into something they're not ready for. But sitting and being is healing. I was told that the shelter up the street got to the point where they said, we don't really need any more donations, we have everything we need. And I thought, what a good thing to reflect on for us. What a good way to translate that into our spirituality as volunteers, as ministers in the community. Are we giving our neighbors what they need, or are we giving them what we think they should have? And listening helps give us the answer to that so we know what to do. At our vigil on Thursday evening, I was talking about the grieving process as being something very individual, very different for each one of us, different timelines, different ways of playing it out. Not just with our human ears do we listen, but also with our spiritual ears, so that we can make sure that we're hearing what each individual needs at that moment. We're not just revising our plans around fire. We're taking this opportunity to become mindful of our neighbors, our new neighbors, and our existing neighbors, to find out what's really needed and fill that need. I've mentioned the people who are staying at the shelter, but that's just a way of expressing a community within the community. There are a lot of other people too who are still cringing every time the wind changes and still worried about air quality, and that those are important ways of dealing with the emotions around what's going on with us now. There are also all of the people who are volunteering with people and animals who need to tell their stories, doctors and firefighters, of course, all dealing with versions of loss and grief and all needing to be heard. Even if you were a person who has experienced loss, even if you're a person who has experienced loss in the last few days, there is much that you can do by ministering to others. It won't make anything any better on the surface, but it adds something in your heart when you're listening and understanding in a new way. We can't know what's coming next. But God knows, as the song said. So by opening ourselves, by being willing to listen to that, by being willing to listen to what Spirit has to offer, and being willing to listen to what members of our community have to tell us about their experience, our hearts are already open, our homes are already open, and now we have the opportunity to take this sense of community to the grocery store and to the gas station. Listen, look, see who's there, look at the looks on their faces, listen to what they have to say. You'll know immediately who is asking for help, and you will know what to do. Just do it. Don't wonder what you can do, just do it. This is our call to empathy. Sometimes we wonder why these things happen all around us. Why is this happening in our community? Part of the reason is so that we can be ministers. Part of that reason is so that we can have this call to empathy, so that we don't have to imagine what anyone has gone through. We know that we can't replace anything that's been lost, but we can do something that will lift that grief and that loss just a little bit. There's a saying that nothing you do for a child is ever wasted. Everything a child absorbs that happens around him or her lasts through life. And so any gift, I'm not talking about something you buy at the store, but any gift that you give to a child stays with that person for life. And that happens for grown-ups too. The same is true. Every act of kindness is remembered. When this fire ends, when the evacuation center closes, we won't remember each other's names. We won't keep in touch. But we'll remember the stories that we heard, and we'll remember the acts of kindness that happened around us. That's the energy that's going to continue in this community. That's the blessing and the residual greatness that comes with loss. That's how we heal, and that's how we move forward. There's a little bit of a blessing in it all. So this is our call to empathy. This is how we minister each other now and in the next fire to come, in the next year. Every day we have this opportunity. This is putting it in front of our faces, but the opportunity is with us always. It's energy that we share that's a comfort. It's embracing this honor that we've been given with every smile, with every virtual hug, with every fist bump that we can give, with every tear that we shed or that we see coming from someone else. We embrace the honor we've been given. We're revising our plans. We didn't expect these changes, but here they are. So we're going to keep revising, and we're going to keep focusing on each other's well-being. We'll continue to lift each other up by listening and by being. Nothing you do is ever wasted, and we're all walking each other home, and so it is. So it is.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. So much there to just bless us and uplift us and really bring us to this place of awareness of what we are here to do and be, that we are here to connect, to empathize, to walk each other home. So it is now time for a joyous time of giving. So I want you to invite you to take your tithes, your gifts to the center and put them to your heart or hold them between your hands, knowing that there is only energy in this space and everywhere, that in this place of eternal energy, we are giving gratitude, we are blessing this tithe, we are giving energy to this gift, to the center that brings this message, not just to those here in the room, but those who are receiving this live stream and also receiving the raised consciousness that is part of who we are and what we do here. Excuse me. that is part of who we are and what we do here. We are grateful for this time, for this space, for all that we do here. So this tithe supports us in getting the lights on, having the air on, getting on the live stream, the beautiful people that come to support this place, the rent. We are grateful for all those things and for the community service that we provide. These tithes not only support this center, but go out into this beautiful community. So with this blessing and in gratitude, I release these words knowing that they are done. And together we say, and so it is. And it is time for our song by Daniel Nahmad. Gary Nahmad.
Gary Lynn Floyd.
Oh, Gary Lynn Floyd. See, I have Daniel Nahmad twice on my thing. All right, well, that I blame it on the beautiful talk. That's where my brain was. All right, next song.
My good friend Karen Drucker wrote this next song. I think it's the greatest expression of gratitude around. Gratitude before me, singing. Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me. Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. Sing. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Feel it. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me. Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me. Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And we're so grateful. 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 I love you.
We love you too, Gary. So, in deep gratitude, taking these tithes, receiving them for the Amani Center, knowing that these tithes are pressed down and multiplied, and that in this community we know that we are moving through a lot, and yet we know that we are beautifully revising our plans, shifting our consciousness, rising to the occasion, and we know that we are blessed, and we know that God knows. And together we say, and so it is.
Okay, I just want to take one more second to thank Reverend Donna Abadone, our wonderful speaker, and all of the musicians who joined us. They all, when they heard what was going on, said, absolutely, we'd like to be a part of the service. So thank you to Gary Lynn Floyd, Daniel Nahmad, and Leah Morris. And I also want to let you know that one of the ways we changed our plans was we created a sort of impromptu pet blessing, knowing that there are a lot of pets over there at Cameron Park. They're in cages, they're in small rooms, their lives are thrown out of whack too. So we are doing that today at 12 o'clock out front in the parking lot. Susie was kind enough to go over and invite a lot of the evacuees to bring their pets. So you'll have a little bit of time if you want to go home and bring a pet back, but also we have opened the patio. As I said, the air quality is a little better. We've got a lot of special treats. So if you're over at the evacuation center and you want to just come now and hang out on our lovely patio for a while, please do that. And everyone else, please feel free to stay and just hang out. Okay, so we are going to stand and sing The Presence is Here together.
The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. And I will meet you in grace.
Knowing that the presence is here, knowing that the only plan is that there is no plan. The only plan is that God knows. The only plan is that we are here. We are stronger as community. Our job is to be of service to each other, whatever that is. We send each other into our communities to take care of each other, to take care of the pets around us, to take care of people who are with us today who we may never see again, or who may turn out to be our best friends. Our community is waiting for us. We go with God's love for each other and for everyone around us, and so it is.
So it is.